He once said that sex with Jessica Simpson was like crack cocaine, quote, sexual napalm. Then John Mayer went off on his exes, his sex life, made some incredibly racially insensitive comments during this Playboy interview. That was 2010. That was then, this is now. John Mayer opens up to CNN about his disastrous fall from grace in a TV News exclusive. Watch.
I'm a good man with a good heart, had a tough time, got a rough start.
Contrary to popular belief, John Mayer's new single, Shadow Days, isn't an ode to a woman. It started as a mantra to himself.
I was singing and strumming the guitar, and I remember singing, I'm a good man with a good heart. And it was really interesting to hear it sung, because it's not arrogant to say that. I don't know if the air left my body or more came in, but it was this really profound moment of like, it's okay to say you're a good person.
On his new album, Born and Raised, the 7-time Grammy winner writes about picking up the pieces after his very public fall from grace in 2010. It came to a head in an overly glib interview with Playboy, where he insulted African Americans and a pair of high-profile ex-girlfriends in one disastrous swoop.
I think that's probably the only time I did or will sort of just write about that crash, you know, that sort of like violent awakening into adulthood by way of like really embarrassing kind of behavior.
Some may call it poetic justice, but after running his mouth, suddenly Mayer lost the ability to speak. He developed granuloma, nodules near his vocal cords that had to be surgically removed. As soon as he finished the new record, he discovered he would have to undergo a second surgery, which he hasn't gotten around to scheduling yet.
I think in singing the record, I lost the ability to sing again. Singing the record sort of brought down the, like, because I sang the record, I wasn't able to go on tour. But if I'd gone on tour, I would have had to cancel 2 weeks in. You know, it was just, I just aggravated it again.
So now he's a singer who can't sing. With a new CD, he can't promote.
It's up to the record to kind of speak for me or tour for me. I don't know. Maybe it's kind of cool to find something and not have it jammed down your throat. Who knows?
With the exception of non-singing appearances on Ellen and a couple of late-night shows, Mayer has turned down most requests for interviews, except for CNN, and he's finally admitting why.
I've waited for a long time to say this. It's extremely uncomfortable. Well, I think it was always extremely uncomfortable, but I just thought I could come up with some other competing corrective behavior to stop making it feel uncomfortable. And the only way that I could stop making it feel uncomfortable was to behave in the sort of reverse of how the energy was coming at me.
These days, you won't find Mayer living in New York or Los Angeles. He sold his homes on both coasts and moved to a small town in Montana. Life is less complicated, and he likes it this way.
Where I am now is just, I think, what I should have always been, which is a singer-songwriter, not looking to dominate the world, but let someone else try to think they can beat the game. I watch people do it. I watch people do it, and I totally understand where they're coming from. And I go, okay, well, you know, I don't want to be the guy to tell him he can't do it, so I'm going to keep watching. I know what he's trying to do.
In the meantime, Mayer keeps to himself, sharing his thoughts with his guitar.
I'm going to make another record. You know, I mean, I may have to sing differently, quieter, something, maybe in a different voice, or write the songs with a croaky voice and then come back and redo the vocals in a week, you know, 6 months after the surgery. But I'm okay. I want less of the world than I ever did.
My shadow days are over.
Brooke Baldwin, CNN.
Days are over now.
John Mayer, let me know what you think of the new John Mayer. Send me a tweet at BrookeBCNN. A trek to the world's highest peak ends in tragedy over the weekend. I'm going to talk to the man who became the first American, actually, to reach the summit of Mount Everest twice. We're going to talk about the thrill of the climb and living through the so-called death zone.